Y'all, welcome to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective. Ava. How's Ava gonna be like, hey, now that Rachel's gone, all you get more airtime, you're welcome. Bruh. The biggest thing that is happening on the feeds, well, I don't know, I watched like 15 minutes of feeds last night. But, based on all my research and based on the few little clips that I've been trying my best to catch when I can, Ava. So, the people on the block right now are Will and Ashley, and Keanu just got renommed. The most, I don't know if I want to use the word interesting, but the most watchable thing that's happening right now is, what's her name? Morgan crashing out. And the funniest thing to me about the Morgan crash out is the fact that Morgan has no reason to crash out. Morgan is actually not on the block. Yeah, Morgan is not on the block. So Morgan crashing out is kind of like, it doesn't even matter whether Morgan is safe or whether Morgan is not safe. Morgan is going to crash out regardless. Crash out Morgan is legendary. The two top storylines in the house right now, Morgan. Number one is cheat mats, and number two is just general Morgan going 1,000 scenarios in her head. And Morgan's not on the block, and she's acting as if she is on the block. I mean, she was on the block, yes. She was definitely at one point. And then she's gotten 2 clutch POV wins back-to-back weeks, taking herself off. But now her latest thing is, nobody really wants me here except for Vince and Will and Ashley. And Will and Ashley are on the block, so there's a chance of one of them going home. Because Keanu is the big brother blockbuster king. I mean, there's a chance of him going home too, but I feel like all of us, if we were betting people, we would bet that Will's out of the running unless it's some kind of a memory comp or something, or this or that. You're picking and memorizing things. But if it's any kind of physical or puzzle, anything like that, he's out the running, and then it's Ashley versus Keanu, and I think that Keanu's chances of winning that would be significantly higher than Ashley's. So that's where we stand, man. There's nothing like, yeah, you guys get more time to be seen. I'm pretty sure there's less people watching because so many people. I mean, this Tuesday episode is it for a lot of people's Big Brother season. It would have been it for my season without this channel. So I'll still be here. I'll still be here rocking out for those who are here for my content. You know why? Because Big Brother comes around once per year. Now it seems to be about July till about late September, early October. July, August till late September or late October type of thing. Last couple years it's been July, so July through September. So it's not something that's on very often, and I commit those 3 months to just doing my job. Like, it's kind of my job during that time period. It's my quarterly 1 month a year. 1 quarter per year job. Then the rest of the 9 months, I'm living my life. I'm not really on live this much. You guys see me so much less during an off season than what you see of me when the show is on. So I like it for the social aspect. I like coming on here for the social aspect, connecting with y'all, etc. And yeah, but in terms of the show, they killed it. They took a lot of the wind out of my sails when it comes to the show, when it comes to this season of the show. When it comes to the show in general, this is what I was talking about last night. The thing I loved about Big Brother, because I always wondered, before I officially just lean other fan, I always wondered to myself, like, what is it about this boring ass show that I spend so many hours obsessed with? And you don't understand that until you get to the end of the game, after watching them sit around and strategize and form alliances and stuff. Then when they get to the end, when they get to the jury phase, you're like, okay, here's where all the seeds that were planted early, here's where we see what growth. I didn't know if it was looping, so I refreshed. People have made the challenge comparison way more of a Survivor, because in Survivor, at least from what I've been watching Survivor, alliances are not a long-term thing. Your goal is to get yourself through the day and into the night. Yeah, there's some people that work together from the beginning, but it's so unlikely that somebody that you started with on your tribe, they actually last all the way to the end with you, and then from there, you keep working together. Even if they did last to the end, that you keep working together. A lot of times what happens is people have separate strategies for separate things. Like when they are initially with their initial tribe, they're like, I'm working together with these people to a certain point until we get to the merge. Then we get to the merge, and then they drop the other people that they don't want to work with. Maybe one of them works with somebody from the tribe, and then they pick up some other people. So it's like, I find that Big Brother is kind of replicating that, where people say anything to get through the week. They promise anything to everyone. Then they're just like, okay, we made it through another week. Now, what do I have to tell this HOH? Nobody is just like, hey, I know that we're not on the same side, but this is what I can provide you. I can personally promise you that if you don't put me up this week, if I win HOH, I promise you safety, and they negotiate like that. But this one, they all act like they're one big team, but we all know none of them are a team. Enemies have to work together from a numbers standpoint. It's just not fun anymore. It's just not a fun game. Hi from Russia. Okay, I feel the same. Hi, Tricity. Just getting home. I guess you got a night shift, I'm assuming. Okay, traffic. Okay. As a side note, this beard stuff that I've been putting in, and these hair products I feel they're working, and I see them more, because I don't be one of those people that looks in the mirror all that much. I see the stuff working more on my lives than anywhere else. I prefer to work nights. Let me see. I had a night shift job in 2020. I tell people now that in 2020 I had like 5 jobs at the same time. 5 jobs, and it's not even a secret anymore. Some of those jobs overlapped because 4 of them were remote. 4 out of my 5 jobs in 2020 were remote jobs. It was the most money that I had ever made in my entire life. And then the work part of it, I could actually handle the 5 jobs. The hard part about the 5 jobs was making sure that I was clocked in to each of the jobs when I was supposed to be clocked in and clocked out. That was the worst part of it, having to remember multiple different sign-in apps. But in terms of being able to do the 5 jobs at the same time, it was rather easy. Believe it or not. And then, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, the 5th job was my night job. I would leave one of my jobs, leave as in clock out to one of my remote jobs, and then I would head over to what is called, I'm not going to say the name of the place, but I'll say that it was a respite house. And a respite house is basically an in-between for somebody having a mental health crisis, in between going to a psych ward. So if you had a crisis that was not like at the escalation of, S word, if it was not that high, then, and you were not at a point of crisis where you didn't know if you were going to be alive or not, then you could go to this place, which is peer run, and you could stay there for maybe 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, depending on need-based. And counselors in there would help you with developing a crisis prevention plan and different things that are supposed to help you with coping tools and strategic planning for whatever your situation was that you came in there for. But basically, if you had the night shift, you were going into sleep, and they told you that you can. Because I remember in my interview, they were like, not in my interview, in my orientation, they said, we allow you to bring a pillow and a blanket, and as long as the people in the house are asleep, the guests that come to the house, then you can go to sleep. So I found that to be the coolest. Not that it paid me that much, but imagine like going somewhere to sleep and get paid. I was getting paid while I was asleep, literally. I had an 8-hour shift, probably paid me, 8 hours, probably like $160. That was good times, man. Seeing that check come in, I would be like, this is my sleep study check. Because the only times I really had to be awake was when the house guests were having trouble sleeping, and then they would come out in the living room and try to talk to me, which was a little bit annoying because I wanted to sleep, but I would sit up with them for a little bit before I tell them to go to their rooms, because they had a curfew time of 10. But I would kind of be like, these are grown people. 10 o'clock is early. That was my only night job. I guess that was my only point of all that. That's my one and only job that I work nights. And I didn't mind that. But if I had a job where I had to be up and functioning and thinking at night, probably not. I had a first shift, I guess you could call it, job that was 5 o'clock in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon. It was kind of an odd time, and I didn't like it at first, but then I liked the timing after a while. Because number one, I was doing a maintenance. My job was maintenance. And so, I have a hair in my eye. My job was maintenance. This hair is annoying me. So I had the keys to the building. Nobody was there at 5. So at 5 o'clock was just me, throw on my headphones, and do my thing on my own at 5 o'clock. Then, 5 o'clock, and then people started rolling in there about 8. So I was in there 3 hours by myself, almost. I think one other person might come at 7 o'clock or so. Then 1:30 was an amazing time to leave, because y'all know, if you have an in-person job right now, or if you had one, you know how that goes, because you don't have time. I got a bunch of them. You have time to get to the doctor. If you want to go to the barber shop, well, not as much the barber shop, but it's prime time if you have to work 9 to 5, and then you try to get a haircut at 5, because everyone's going at the same time. It's these temperatures. Where's Cass? These temperatures eat, because oh man, 75, like 70 degrees, 65 degrees and crisp when I wake up in the morning, and then midday 75, clear sky and cool breeze. I could not ask for anything better. I'm sad that these temperatures don't even last that long, because I'm like, I could sit in these temperatures all day. If this was the weather every day for the rest of my life, I would never get tired of it. But it's such a small portion of my year. I know that it's going to be like this for probably 2-3 weeks at the most. Then we're going to have some big temperature drop to where it's now slightly on the uncomfortable side. Because once you get into the 50s, I mean, I'm still kind of okay in 50s, but in this temperature, I can still wear a t-shirt. In 50s, I got to at least throw the hoodie on. I worked nights, missed most of the time. I'm a night owl. Hello from prison. Get that, man. A honey bun. I'm tired. Can I work some overtime? Yeah, so it's just blue, clear sky. It's just a blue, clear sky. I don't know. What time is it? 8:50. Yeah, I'm almost at work. I've been working on the railroad. I'm going to have a significant amounts of time off. Yes, I said significance. Amounts of time off in the last quarter of the year, because I barely took any in the first 3 quarters. So I saved all of it, which I don't usually do. I saved 90% of it. So I'm taking time off around my birthday, and I'm taking time off before my birthday, after my birthday, you know. It's looking forward to that, because work is work. Side note, pet peeve is when people ask every day, how's work going? I guess I could, you know what, to be honest with you, unless somebody that I'm talking to, for 90% of the people who say how's work, I don't really care to answer that question. Because, okay, there's probably like a few people that I talk to about work to get some perspectives, or that I know that they're going to give me really good advice about it, about something that is happening to me at work or whatever. But the majority is just like, I don't even really want to answer that question, just because I don't know. Somebody kind of debated with me with something that I put on my Instagram story the other day. Because sometimes the same way that I use my YouTube community page, I'll use my Instagram stories the same way, in terms of I'll put up a little blurb about something that I'm thinking. So one thing that I put up the other day was, I said something about, I'm still going to be the person that I'm going to be with or without. The job doesn't matter. I said the job that I'm doing actually doesn't matter, because I know that I am going to be who I am with or without the job. And then the person responded like, I know that you said that the job doesn't matter, but think about all the people that need your help and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't say the people don't matter. I just said the job doesn't matter. Because what I meant by that was, some of you know that I had a wild situation at one of my recent jobs that was wild and traumatic. And when that job title was snatched from me, the job title and the lanyard and the credentials and the access I had to certain different places made me feel really important, probably more so than anywhere that I had ever been before. And then when I didn't have that anymore, I felt like I was nothing. Literally, I felt like I am nothing. And I even had to go do some therapy. Give me one moment. And I recall this guy telling me, oh man, I gotta pay my parking meter really quick. Hold on. Yeah, I remember this guy telling me, the counselor that I was talking to, I remember him telling me, a job is what you do, not who you are. Right? So peanut butter jelly time. Oh, peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Y'all like this? I need to start using Etsy. Hold on. I need to start using Etsy. I made that. I'm looking for something that I brought in here and I can't find it. What the heck is going on? Oh, I always be walking in the office with 8,000 things in my hand. Can I work some overtime? Perfect hiking weather. Sounds like you guys put different types of scenarios in your mind. That's usually the case. I told you before, one of my biggest pet peeves is arguing about two different things. And I don't mean just arguing about something and disagreeing, but basically spending the argument explaining what we're arguing about. Oh, that music is loud, man. Muted. I stepped out for a minute while she's making my juice. I can see her from here, so they make fun of me for all my bags. Like, I always walk in with my backpack. I gotta go like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.